In this edition of Idol Gossip, virile and versatile, prodigal performers, and Kidman continues to cruise. It pays to be versatile if you're an up-and-coming actor in Hollywood. However, we don't mean the versatility that will get you cast in movies made in Palm Springs. We mean versatile like Hugh Jackman. He's thrilled 'em in X-Men.
Drop the knives and put your hands in the air.
I can't.
And charmed 'em in Kate and Leopold.
Are you suggesting, madam, there exists a law compelling gentlemen to lay hold of canine bowel movements?
I'm suggesting you pick the poop up now.
And on Broadway, in The Boy from Oz, showed 'em he had pizzazz. Hugh has skyrocketed to the top, from Australia to Broadway, and then to Hollywood. He sings, dances, and acts.
America sure don't look like much.
Is there nothing he can't do? Not really. And that's what we call versatility.
It's a bit of both.
Vin Diesel is attempting to swap action for comedy. Proving he's more than just brawn in The Pacifier, he breaks the meathead mold of previous action stars and casts himself as the all-round leading man, one with a brain as well as plenty of muscle.
Can you tell me a story?
Once there was a family of elves. The elf team decided on an L ambush and laid down a heavy suppressive fire on the gnome.
Why'd you bring that fool here?
Previous roles in The Fast and the Furious, Pitch Black, and sequel The Chronicles of Riddick have seen the deep-voiced hunk show the emotional range of a semi-sedated thug.
It's not my fight.
Consider it a test.
So it's a welcome change to see the new big guy on the block evolve so fast.
She was a wonderful woman. This is all I have left.
Which male star crosses from the pop charts to the silver screen and back with success and so little effort, it makes Madonna furious? Will Smith is that man. He enjoyed pop success in the late 80s with several hit singles. 6 seasons in a sitcom based around himself saw Will inevitably cross over to Hollywood and the movies.
I really don't think they flew 90 billion light years to come down here and start a fight.
That's what I call a close encounter.
Starring roles in several hit films over the last few years sees him a hot box office property. Something Madonna is yet to be.
Hell no.
He still provides the odd rap song for his latest movie releases. But unfortunately for Will, as a solo artist, his studio time is up, having been dropped from his record label for poor sales.
Don't ever do that again.
We may have heard the last of his singing and rapping for a while, but he is never dull to watch, and his screen career is far from over.
It's just a really bizarre way to make a living.
Robin Williams is the undisputed king of comedy in today's movies. His style of ridiculousness translates to film brilliantly.
You know, this whole camouflage thing for me doesn't work very well. Why is that? Well, because you're going to jungle, I can't see you. If you're going to fight, clash.
In fact, he's often given space in each film's script for his rapid-fire impressions and buffoonery, which is totally improvised. As an overweight child, no one would play with him, so he invented different voices to entertain himself. Poor Robin. If he was anything like he is as an adult, no wonder no other kids played with him. He must have seemed weird. Over the years, his career has flourished in TV and film, but it was not until he began to show his serious side in films like The Fisher King and Awakenings that Williams' surprise depth as an actor was revealed.
This is a great honor. It's extraordinary. You don't know. It's like I'm sailing. It's much cheaper than Prozac.
Winning an Oscar for his dramatic role in Good Will Hunting, Robin Williams has comedic versatility like no one else in Hollywood.
I'm not retarded anymore.
Oh, really?
Really. I went from retard to challenge. Who knows what I'll be next?
My English is not so good. I thank the Hollywood Foreign Press. Grazie.
As the audience, we're always wanting to be surprised by the actors we watch. Some succeed brilliantly, and the ones who stay the same, we forgive anyway because they're probably so good at playing themselves. The most talented of performers know only too well that versatility goes hand in hand with a desire to entertain. And that's just what our most versatile stars do best.
Impossible. Good. So it can be done?
Too bad. You gotta die.
As a teenager, Colin Farrell joined a dance troupe which travelled around Ireland in a minivan, introducing Limerick, Cork, and other cities to the joys of Texas line dancing. When he looked at himself in the mirror one day, wearing a Stetson, cowboy boots, and choker, he realized he looked like the cowboy from the Village People and quit. And now our regular lesson on how to appear in public. The Fashion Police. The stars have kept the Fashion Police on their toes recently. The things they come up with to wear. Juliette Lewis, can you believe it? I thought it was a drag queen. Oh, up close it's not so shocking, but still very severe. Love the Michael Jackson foundation. Now here's a cool look. Will Smith knows how to keep it casual but stylish. And he's a pretty mean beatboxer too. Go Will! But get some sleep. You look tired. Ha! Kevin Spacey tries to get in on the act. Tragic. That Dutch cap is just wrong. But then again, so is the yellow suit. And so was the movie. Here's a fashion trio. Beyonce, looking peachy in sequin silk with... what are they? Water wings? Oh well, she'll be given a small reprieve for being the inventor of the copiously caramel look. Have you been hitting the bench press, sweetie? It's Bex, and he's looking a bit confused. She's behind you! And now Jennifer. She doesn't look too happy to be there. At last, the Smile Fairy dropped by. Jen, that dress is too tight. This experience has sent Jen home in a tiz. With needle and thread in hand, she's done that thing that American music stars do. That thing we dread. Yes, Jennifer Lopez has released her own fashion label. Here's a nice little shopping ensemble for riding around in big oversized cars. Whether you're on the wrong side of town or just plain slumming, these boots and midriff tops say only one thing. Hey ho! In a rush to finish dinner and pick up the kids from school? This apron and pink stiletto duet will stop traffic for blocks and prevent cooking stains. J-Lo has now truly done it all, with outfits for every occasion. It's just a shame, though, that no matter how many outfits she's designed, her bottom still looks big in whatever she's wearing. Cheeks the size of beach balls are never a problem for Isaac Hayes, as he's always cloaked in a comfortable cotton caftan. A loose-fitting caftan is not suitable attire for kicking butt. As Jen and Beyonce discovered, a tight leather bodysuit is the order of the day. But be sure to keep a firm grip on your accessories. Leather will make you a target for envious eyes.
You are
Yes, I am.
sitting on my purse.
How embarrassing. Fashion Police, over and out. Inevitably, in movie land, the popularity of most stars wanes. But now and then, yesterday's stars are plucked from the scrap heap and given another chance, triggering what they call in the entertainment biz, the comeback. John Travolta starred in two of the biggest movie musicals of all time, Grease and Saturday Night Fever. Along came the 80s, and for John, a series of bad choices in movie roles. John reportedly turned down the leads in American Gigolo, An Officer and a Gentleman, and Splash. I don't think he would have looked as good as Daryl Hannah anyway. John seemed stuck on the B-list of movie actors by the 90s. But luckily for him, a certain young, up-and-coming director had written a part for John in his next movie.
I'm so interested in big names.
Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction was the film, and John's role as cool crook Vincent Vega earned him an Academy Award nomination.
You see, this is a moral test of oneself.
I do believe Marcellus, my husband, your boss, told you to take me out and do whatever I wanted.
John experienced a resurgence of popularity and has starred in no less than 10 major hit films throughout the 1990s, and now commands $20 million per role.
It's easy to pick apart bad acting, short-sighted directing, and the purely moronic stringing together of words that many of the studios term as prose.
Sean Connery is an actor whose on-screen masculinity as James Bond is considered the benchmark for male stars today. It is said no other actor to play that role has ever met the standard of suave virility he exuded on screen, even though he has worn a toupee since losing his hair at the age of 21. Sean seemed to be setting slowly in the West as the movies he starred in post-Bond rarely translated to box office gold. But at age 56, well into his mature years, Connery's sex appeal was still evident, and he was cast in Highlander as the swashbuckling swordsman Ramirez. The film was a huge hit, and the keen Scott's canny choices in roles led to a string of box office successes that saw him through the late 80s and 90s. Now in his 70s and far from shaky, Sean commands fees upwards of a stirring $17 million per film.
And the game is on.
Ellen DeGeneres pulled one of the greatest show business comebacks of all time. After years building a career from stand-up to her own sitcom, Ellen risked it all by coming out as her character in the show and in real life.
The most important episode that we've done is the coming out episode, and that's something that I'll never forget, and I hope no one forgets.
She received hate mail, death threats, and a year after the bombshell was dropped, the show was cancelled. Sadly, the price she had to pay for her honesty. Time passes quickly in the world of entertainment, and now with her own talk show on US television that picked up a whole mess of daytime Emmy Awards.
I accept it on the behalf of all the people, and especially the teenagers who feel like there's something wrong with them because they're gay.
Ellen is a ratings winner again, and seemingly accepted for who she is by the public and the programmers. You go, girlfriend! One can never assume that fame will last, but there is one constant in the entertainment biz. It would be true to say that what always goes around always comes around. Ben Affleck tried to prove he's a regular guy recently. When his driver came around the car to open the door for him, Ben refused to get in and instead opened the front passenger door himself and took a seat next to the driver. Our verdict? Sure, whatever. A regular guy wouldn't have a driver. A regular guy would be driving his own damn car. Australia's most successful Hollywood export is the multi-talented, sexy strawberry blonde, Nicole Kidman. It has taken Nicole only a short decade to be the box office drawcard she is today. No mean feat when you're a foreigner in the magic movie kingdom. And as she was also once married to the kingdom's handsome prince, Mr. Cruz, it's not surprising that even with nepotism on that scale, she still had to prove her worth to the critics and the audience. Nicole, or Nick as she likes to be called, has gotten prettier and prettier over the years. Botox? Or just good work, you ask? We can't say. In fact, we won't say anything controversial about her, because she and her ex-husband were known for their quick-draw litigations for any outrageous gossip concerning their personal lives. Nicole started out with a successful career in Sydney as a model turned actress from the age of 15.
Is this a private pavement or is anyone invited?
Well, you know what they say. Two's company. 3 gets us talked about.
Her perennially frizzy red hair was her trademark, and she was a role model for girls Australia-wide.
Place at the right time, like getting hit by a truck.
A series of Aussie film roles gave her exposure at home, but the Australian film industry is small. When an offer was made from on high to join the gods in LA, Nicole didn't have to think twice. Rumors were everywhere a certain American actor was offering Nicole a role in his next big movie. And a little something extra as well.
After all,
How could you ignore me like
The movie, Days of Thunder, was to NASCAR racing what Top Gun was to beach volleyball and homoerotica.
He doesn't believe you can drive him.
And Nick was cast in the popcorn race movie alongside Mr. Tom Cruise. Ooh. A romance blossomed, and soon an engagement was announced. Once the green card came through, Nick was truly on her way. Oh boy, were they sexy on the red carpet! Considerate Nicole always wearing flat pumps to lessen the height difference of 4 inches between her and the little fellow. Marriage to Tom made many doors swing open for Kidman, and her movie roles after 10 years in Hollywood numbered no less than 9 female leads in 12 US features. The much-anticipated Stanley Kubrick film Eyes Wide Shut told the story of a married couple's relationship and how sex plays a major role in their union. Much was suggested about the events of the film contributing to their sudden shock divorce announced in 2001. But as in most tinsel splits, irreconcilable differences was the catch cry, and Babylon fell.
You're stronger, you're faster, you're even better sex. Don't deny it.
I wasn't going to.
But not in a heap for blonde Nicole. Her next motion picture was Moulin Rouge, and she was magnificent as the courtesan cabaret star, Satine. Her star shone brighter with each role.
I believe you were expecting me.
And then at last, an Oscar for her prosthetically enhanced performance in The Hours. She was ruling as the Queen of Hollywood.
It's just extraordinary what can happen in 10 years, but it doesn't feel like 10 years. That's what's so frightening.
Now, all Nicole has to do is belch and the world listens. Her recent mini-film for Chanel, the most costly commercial ever made, cashing in at $47 million, was directed by Aussie pal Baz Luhrmann and portrays her as a goddess-like icon of style, sophistication, and elegance. With adoration like that, who needs a husband?
You must be there tomorrow.
I don't care about tomorrow.
Nicole Kidman's career goes from strength to strength, as does her hair from red to blonde. All hell broke loose on the set when Billy Bob Thornton, who is plagued by a morbid fear of germs, antique furniture, and plastic cutlery, made an urgent announcement. He had misplaced a plastic Ziploc baggie containing his personal silverware. Shooting stopped, and the entire cast and crew was sent out to look for it. You have been invited to a celebrity baby shower. Sorry to have to break it to you, but a packet of teething rusks, disposable diapers, and a Bob the Builder potty just won't cut it in the celebrity circle. You're really going to have to think upscale and upmarket, which of course means forking out a lot of cash. Perhaps a pair of booties. Madonna likes to give booties to her recently blessed friends. These hand-sewn sheepskin booties cost $158 a pair, and will probably not fit the growing babe after a month. But who cares? It's the cost that counts. Maybe a baby stroller is fit for your famous friends. Consider one in the price range of around $2,000, because Gwyneth and Catherine Zeta-Jones wouldn't be seen dead sending their nannies out with the kids in anything worth less. Colin Farrell's little chap James has no need for a baby buggy, because he has a $40,000 miniature Ferrari. There's a whole range of models to choose from, if you want the kid to drive something worth as much or more than the car you drive now. If Colin wants to fork out the dough in the future, little James can pull up in the Ferrari to his own custom-built fort, just like the one the Beckhams bought for their boys. There's a whole range of these freestanding custom-built playhouses. The base design starts at $3,000 and can go up in price, much like a star's salary, to floor plans of your design where the sky's the limit and the price matches. If material items seem mundane, why not just give money, like John Travolta, who announced he would give his daughter Ella $1 million for each year she celebrates on her birthday. She'll have $55 million by the time she's 10. But the outrageous gift to end them all would have to be the $500,000 pink diamond ring Madonna stuffed in little 8-year-old Lourdes' stocking for Christmas. Was it her own idea, or a suggestion by the little pet's own personal stylist, which she's had since she was old enough to say, "Designer"? Just think of the star's little darlings playing with toys worth more than your home. Actually, don't, because the reality of it is making me feel very ill.